All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakatham. And the title of this lesson is going to be Guilty. All right. Now, I'm mainly speaking on the thing that made this topic, that brought this topic to mind, was how Esau's kingdom is crumbling over there with this guy Netanyahu, and what's going on over there in the land of the Philistines. I'll just say that. And they're being accused of all kind of atrocities. The G word, you know, ends with side, all right, begins with Jin, all right. And the South African court today actually basically charged them, found them guilty, man. Now, that don't really mean nothing because, you know, Esau sets up courts and then he'll still be doing wickedness. The judge themselves will be wicked and there's no repercussions for it, all right. There's people that rule and judge over us unlawfully all the time because the laws are unjust, man. This place that we live in, it's not gonna uphold the ways of life. It's gonna uphold the ways of wickedness, all right, and self-enrichment. You know, that's what this place cares about. All right, but the most powerful people in the world, man, y'all are starting to see them basically come down, man. All right, y'all are starting to see them basically being taken down quite a few pegs just on the information alone. And when that happens, get ready for them to become really irrational. All right, all of a sudden, you know, an event gonna occur, which they've already announced, the Black Swan event. These guys talking about the X illness. All right, they're already planning it, but the precursor to that is they start to get put on display. They start to get embarrassed. All right, I went into the lesson yesterday about how the Lord embarrassed the Pharaoh of Egypt before he started hitting them with the actual plagues, man. Okay, he confounded them with the snakes with Moses. All right, he started hitting them with plague after plague after plague. Okay, they still wouldn't repent. Then he sent the real big plague, the 3 days of darkness, and then they just straight up took out the firstborn of every man, of every household. All right, so that was the plagues ramping up on them, man. But it started with them, their authority being questioned. All right, and what did Pharaoh do back in the day? All right, he tried to snuff us out in childbirth. All right, he tried to work us even harder, but Jake kept having babies, man. All right, and that's basically what's happening all over again today. But these people are so weak, they like to hide. We know that they're the Amalekites, but they go by various different names. All right, Italians, all right, Russian, Irish, all right. These aren't real nationalities, but they hide behind these things to hide who they really are. But it doesn't matter because we're at the time now of the Lord exposing this whole thing, and this is why they're being hit on every side. These protests are increasing, man, and they're 90% in the favor of their enemies. All right, those guys over there in the Houthis, they thought that they would be able to do the whole, you know, paint the people in the Middle East with a broad brush. Oh, they're rebels and, you know, enemy combatants, and, you know, they hate America. That's not working anymore. Everybody can see what you're doing, and as a matter of fact, those Houthi guys, they have more support, all right, than the people over there in the land, man. All right, but the first precept that came to mind, all right, was Zechariah 11:4. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, feed the flock of the slaughter, all right, whose possessors slay them." All right, who will we possess by? Okay, who owns all of our music, the rights to all the things that we do in entertainment? Who owns the leagues that these people play in? Who owns the land? Okay, who owns the rights to change laws, man, and enact draconian policies over you. Esau, Edom does. The so-called white people do, man. All right? It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And it's just ironic that these people set up a court, all right, for judgment, which was never meant to judge them, but now is judging them. You see? When Esau set up a judgment system back in the 1800s, it wasn't to be fair to make sure every so-called black person got a fair case. No. They wanted their own people to get a fair case between litigation between them. It was not meant for non-so-called white people. All right? That's what it was meant for. But now you starting to see them get judged, man. All right? This court, ICJ, let me see what the actual name of the court is. Let me see. I think it's the ICJ court. Yeah, International Court of Justice, all right? Now, this court was established to combat war crimes all over the world. Now, America was okay sanctioning it, right? But America has had multiple people being charged by this court for war crimes through all of these various wars, whether it be Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever. And they've never shown up once, man. So they don't even respect the court that they set up, man, because it wasn't meant to police Esau. It was meant to police these other heathen. All right. Every person that's ever been convicted by this court has been out of the land of Africa, man. So they'll set up Ham, a warlord over there in one of these countries. All right. Offer him some shekels. This Hamite, he goes out and does it, oppresses his own people at the behest of Esau to get minerals, and then that nigga gets charged with war crimes. You see? Esau, the people that fund him, the American government, the American military, they don't get in trouble by that. As a matter of fact, George Bush tried to get it on paper that same court, like if they were to catch like a 3-star general or something and get him in custody, he was trying to get them to say, well, America has the right to extract him from that court. You know, like basically Esau was saying, look, I'm gonna send my military in. He's a general in the American military. We're gonna come grab him. We don't care what your charges are. But so you see, the court that they meant to be a police state over the rest of the world is now turning against them now. Everyone's demanding countries like Israel go before this court. And they were found guilty. Now we'll see what happens. All right. But this is just par for the course for this devil, man. This motherfucker is guilty on every level. This goes all the way back to Cain, man. Scripture says, matter of fact, I'll get it. Let me finish reading this though. Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. All right. So that's basically what's gone down, man. All right. Let me get this real quick. Okay, this is Genesis 4. I'm gonna start at verse 10 because the characteristics of Cain were re-manifest in Esau, man, and all of the Edomites. These people are natural escapers of accountability. All right, they're not just evil. They're weak. All right, they're weak. They don't want to face their crimes. All right, they have no remorse. You know, they still won't even give y'all paper money for reparations, man. Anyway, Genesis 4:10, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. This is speaking about Cain here. Now, if you know the matter of Cain and Abel, which you know everybody should, Cain rose up one day in the field and slew his brother. All right. And it says, and now art thou cursed from the earth. So that shows you that when we get up into the spirit world, we go up there and the Most High hears us, man. He hears the case. All right. We get our judgment. And then if there's any foul play or wrongdoing, the people that judged you, let's say somebody murdered you, the Lord puts a scopeo on them, man. Now, he may not get judged right away. He may get judged the next lifetime, or he may get judged a couple of years later. But the Lord hears the cries of the innocent, man. All right. And that's why we cry out. If you're not crying out, the Lord ain't doing shit on your behalf, man. That's Ezekiel 9:4. If you're not crying out, not only is the Lord not going to do anything on your behalf, but he's going to destroy you, man, because there is no middle ground here. There is no gray area for a place that's set up to be the example of wickedness, man. If you're on the fence about America, then you're not with the Most High. All right. Anyway, I digress. Verse 11, it says, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy land. All right. So the earth soaks up the blood of the land. That's the precept to Numbers 35 and 33. It says the land cannot be cleansed of the blood thereof unless the people that committed the blood were also judged or put down there. All right. It says, let me see, verse 12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. All right. It says, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. All right. And this is why Esau ends up living predominantly in an area called the bottomless pit, man, which we'll tell you the bottomless pit is Europe. Okay. Because there is no, Europe has really good soil for agriculture, but it has no robust amount of minerals like iron, cobalt, zinc, lithium, gold. This is why the Edomites, they left Europe and they went all around the world, taking places like Africa and South America and North America. All right. Why? Because those places actually had riches that Europe did not. All right. So that's where this guy ended up settling, man. All right. So the earth does not yield the full strength. That's just one example of it to this guy, man. All right. And it says, and Cain said unto my Lord Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. So you see how weak he is? He knew he did wrong. All right. Now, technically, if you murder your brother, you're supposed to be put to death. And here this nigga is talking about, oh, I can't even take this light sentence. Because the Lord had mercy on Cain, man. All right. And they even told him, you can't touch the descendants of Cain. You see, that was for the story to play out the way the Most High wanted to. All right. It says 14, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. All right. So this guy has always been on trial, man, because he's always committing some kind of atrocity. All right. He's always making up his own laws, and then he'll lock you up if you don't abide by those laws. But if he breaks that same law, he'll get an out. He'll get an exemption. You know, it says, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. All right. And it says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. All right. And the Lord Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. All right. So what was that mark? Okay. You ever wonder why the so-called white people are only 10% of the population? Because they go by the moniker of white. All right, that's a new concept. Everybody else has melanin. All right, so the reason why so-called white people have such a low population, because you chose to identify yourself by the skin color, and the skin color is a mark upon you, man, that only the nation of Esau has. All right, if I'm explaining that correctly. All right, because it's not normal to have no melanin or no pigment in your skin. All right, so that's a mark that the Lord has set on you. Okay, and it's a marker of who you're dealing with, man. All right, and it goes on and on, but the point was made. This guy has been guilty for a long ass time, man. Okay, and get ready for him to be found really guilty, not in just some random court, all right, but in the eyes of the public, which they already are. But it is going to come a point where these other nations are going to get tired, man. They're going to get tired of your ass. All right, last precept and I'll end it. Jeremiah 50:6, my people have been lost sheep. The shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. And a lot of these Christian churches, these black churches, are responsible for this. All right. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All right. All that found them, devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they sinned against the Lord Yahweh. All right, and so now these people are going to make up all kind of excuses now, man. That's what this guy does. All right, all of a sudden he's going to remember the law, statutes, and commandments. But wait a minute, you have a whole criminal justice system. You could have set this up. Now you're going to say the reason that you're oppressing the Israelites is because we went off from the law. All right, he's gonna go from not acknowledging, all right, that who we are at all, to saying, okay, well, it's possible. All right, and then it's gonna come to a point to where it's gonna be undeniable. The Lord is gonna show the entire world exactly who we are, man. All right, we don't have the strength to do it by doing videos or going out in the highways and byways. That's simply something the Lord commanded us to do. All right, it's not within our ability to convince the nations of who we are. The Lord is going to do that on a grand scale when he hits this place with these plagues and he lifts up that standard for that remnant. Okay? It says, the habitation of justice, even the Lord Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. All right? So that's basically all I wanted to say on that, man. These people are guilty, man, on all levels. They always have been, and they always will be, and that's why they're gonna get bundled up and burnt up, man, pursuing the Obadiah. You know, so with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rachak Wadash. Shalom.